thousands of people are casting their ballots to decide who they want to see lead the state and country. We've got live coverage from the big races.
Also, we look at what Republicans and Democrats need to do in the state if they want to win their respective races.
And later, the outcome of this election could have massive implications on the state and nation moving forward. We go through some possible scenarios. Welcome to News 3 Now. After months of candidates talking at and to you, today is your chance to make your voice heard. It all comes down to this. Election day is here, and there's a lot at stake for both political parties.
Wisconsin Republicans hoping to win back the governor's seat, but also take back the majority in the U.S. House. Meanwhile, Democrats are hoping to keep their slim majority in the Senate while unseating Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson in the process. In the race for governor, both candidates, incumbent Democrat Tony Evers and Republican challenger Tim Michels, are projected to be in a dead heat.
Earlier today, both candidates cast their ballots in person. Governor Evers voting at the Maple Bluff Village Center in Madison, and Tim Michels casting his ballot in Waukesha County.
Well, we'll see both of those candidates and others live here on News 3 Now when they take the stage later tonight as races are called. Our team is spread across the state at those various watch parties tonight. We begin close to home for many of you on State Street in Madison, where Governor Evers' party is set up at the Orpheum Theater. And joining us now live is Tahlil Mohadeen. Tahlil?
Tonight, Tony Evers will be back for the second time at the Orpheum Theater for a watch party, right where his career as governor first began. Now, he's hoping to repeat the success he had back in 2018, when he beat former Governor Scott Walker in a race as tight as the one that's coming to head now. Just a few minutes ago, I was able to speak with campaign leaders about the campaign, who tell me despite the many unknowns, they're feeling pretty confident about their chances. Now, with just 2 hours until polls close tonight, Evers' campaign is looking to the high voter turnout as a promising sign. Now, once polls close at 8 today, the watch party will officially kick off. Us ourselves, we are going to be heading in pretty shortly to set up for that live coverage that we're planning to have for you throughout the night. But for now, we turn to our Arman Rahman at the Michels campaign.
Yeah, Tahlil, we made it inside the Italian Community Center. Michels' campaign tells me they've been crazy busy setting up a lot of red, white, and blue decorations all around the hall here, as well as stationing state patrol and tight security at multiple doors in the venue. For Tim Michels supporters to come closer to 8 o'clock tonight, again, after those polls close, they, of course, hoping for a victory speech from the Trump-endorsed candidate on that stage behind me. Now, while Michels himself voted around 8 this morning in Shaniqua in Waukesha County, he's been tweeting at the top of the past few hours, encouraging his supporters to get out to vote, as there are still less than 2 hours before those polls at 8 o'clock. And of course, we'll be here all night at Michels' camp, bringing you the latest, which is sure to be a pretty long night. For now, live in Milwaukee, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, Tahlil, thank you. Ron Johnson settling in about 20 minutes from his hometown tonight, hoping to stay settled into his seat in the U.S. Senate.
Johnson will need to beat Mandela Barnes to win his 3rd consecutive term. He'll watch those results from a hotel in the Fox Valley. Catherine Merck is there. Catherine?
We're inside the Best Western here in Neenah, Wisconsin, ahead of Ron Johnson's election night watch party. Within the last hour, I caught up with the senior advisor of the Ron Johnson campaign. In our conversation, I asked him about the final message Johnson had for voters and himself going into the polls this morning. He told me that Johnson's main concern was talking about Mandela Barnes and his issues leading the state in his role, along with Johnson's supporters' own issues that they're focused on: crime and inflation.
It's whether you're a Republican or whether you're an independent, even a Democrat or somebody that doesn't fall into any of those categories. You know, he's asking for your support to help unify the country and set us on a different path.
And he said so far nothing that raises any red flags has been brought to their attention.
Things are just getting set up here in Neenah, Wisconsin at the Ron Johnson watch party. Make sure to stick with us throughout the night as we continue to provide live updates from the GOP end of this Senate race. But for now, we're going to send things over to McKenna Alexander, who's at the Mandela Barnes watch party over in Milwaukee. McKenna?
Yeah, Catherine, as you mentioned, we're here in Milwaukee at the Turner Hall Ballroom. In just the last hour, things are starting to really get set up. Now, Barnes and the public supporters are not arriving till 7:30, as of course polls close at 8, but still, in the last hour or so, lots more press have arrived, more campaign people have arrived. They're setting up a lot more behind me, lots more barriers, some more photographers here. So definitely lots of preparations underway for what's expected to be a very big night. Now, as always, we will be here all night with live coverage as Barnes works to unseat incumbent Senator Ron Johnson. For right Right now, though, I'll send it back to the studio from Milwaukee. McKenna Alexander, News 3 Now.
All right, McKenna, Catherine, thank you. Now, we know, just based on the sheer numbers, that results for statewide races could take a while. In the last 15 minutes, the city of Madison's clerk said they've counted nearly 103,000 ballots since this morning.
But turnout isn't just high in big cities. Tonight, we're finding there are a lot of people waiting a very long time in villages and towns. Case in point, in the town of Middleton right now. Andrew Banstra just got to the town hall about 30 minutes ago. So, Andrew, what is it that you're seeing there?
Yeah, as you can see, even at this point in the line right here, we've still got plenty to go until you get to the front. But even at this point, they've already been waiting for a full hour to get in just to vote. They say that they've processed around 2,000 absentee ballots today inside this town of Middleton polling place where everybody in Middleton votes. And in addition to that, they've done about 1,700 in-person ballots. People say that whether they came at noon, whether they came at 4, and then again back here at 6 o'clock, the lines have been just this long, if not longer. But an important reminder, if you are in line or still on your way to go vote, if you're in line before the polls close, you are able to finish the line and go ahead and vote. In Middleton, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Voting was paused for 30 minutes in West Bend today after a man pulled a knife at a polling location. At about 12:35, police officers responded to a call from the West Bend Library to a man armed with a knife demanding for staff to stop voting. The 38-year-old man was taken into custody without incident. Voting was delayed for 30 minutes but continued afterwards. If you are looking for coverage of local races and local results tonight, you are going to want to keep it right here on Channel 3. And your phone on Channel 3000's app. As CBS News keeps an eye on the national picture, our News 3 Now team will be streaming local coverage starting at 7:30 and going all night long. We'll have local results, live reports from the campaigns, all the acceptance and concession speeches, plus local analysis and perspective on what you should be watching out for, all on channel3000.com and the Channel 3000 app. Eric and I will be with you all the way, and we hope you join us. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, the one thing we didn't have to worry about on this election day was the weather. It was pretty nice, and we've got unseasonably mild weather on the way for the next couple of days. Now, there has been some rain to our west across parts of Minnesota and Iowa, even a couple of thunderstorms, but notice the general movement to the northeast. I think we're going to stay dry, certainly through the time the polls close at 8 p.m., but you can see high-resolution radar keeping all the showers west of La Crosse, and 6-hour future track radar keeps them moving in the same direction. So I can't rule out a sprinkler or two, maybe north and west of the Dells later on this evening, but for the most part, we're just looking at dry conditions tonight. High temperatures today, pretty comfortable. 54 in Madison, 55 in Janesville, 59 in Lone Rock. Current temperatures have dropped off a little bit, but skies are starting to cloud up to the west, so these temperatures may hold steady or even rise a bit. Right now, 45 in Madison, across Dane County, 48 degrees in Cross Plains, 45 in Deerfield, and 44 in Sun Prairie. But look for those temperatures to hold nearly steady in the middle 40s overnight, with skies becoming mostly cloudy, at least through the evening hours. Again, we're looking for unseasonably mild weather for the next couple of days, but a big change on the way after that. I'll have more on that and weather in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. For either party seeking a statewide win for either Senate or the governor's race tonight in Wisconsin, there are a few regions both are watching closely and breaking that down for us. Naomi Coles with a look at the map starting us off. Naomi, how do Republicans take their races here?
Yeah, Eric, take a look at this map. This was shared with me by Republican analyst Joe Hendricks. Now, all of these 23 counties in red, that includes the Milwaukee suburb counties, the Republican stronghold, Waukesha, Washington, Ozaukee, all of them are needed to offset these two counties, Dane, Milwaukee. All this red needed to offset that blue. So where does that leave Republicans to pick up gains? The Fox Valley, that's one where we're going to be watching closely tonight. They need a win by, say, 8 points or more to have a comfortable win, because those votes are what's needed to balance the rest of the blue votes in the state, as well as to pick up some extra margins. Where else I'm going to be watching for Republicans tonight is rural Wisconsin. To take a look at this block of counties from the 2018 governor's election, Scott Walker, he picked up 58% of the vote in all 36 of these rural northwestern counties, all of them voting Republican. I picked out some of the, I'm not including counties here that vote blue, such as Eau Claire and La Crosse. Now, from there, what we want to look at is the 2020 presidential election. Now, Trump
Trump did a lot better than Walker, much better than Walker here. He picked up 61%. Now, why is that much better? Well, that represents 9,000 to 10,000 extra votes in a state that takes its elections by, say, 20,000 votes. That's a big deal. So why does all this matter tonight? What Republicans need to see is a turnout, is margins for Republicans in this area that are going to get close to that 61% to what Trump did. Walker did not pick up quite the same margins here. So let's turn to Democrats. Obviously, Democrats need to pick up huge turnout in Dane. They need good turnout in Milwaukee. But I want to flip the script a bit here. Waukesha County, just outside Milwaukee and the third largest county in the state, that's the Republican so-called big red machine. In some ways, it is what Dane County is to Democrats, but it's Democrat margins here that can make or break either party. So look at this. From 2012 to 2020, Democrats went from a 33 to a 39% margin 2 years ago. Now, why is that important? That's almost 25,000 more Democrat votes going to Democrats than they got there in the last 3 years. So in an election decided by 20,000 votes, that's a big deal. Look at it from the Republican side. Call your attention to a different number, the difference between 2012 and 2016. So in the same way that Democrats did not turn out in Wisconsin for Hillary Clinton in 2016, Waukesha County's Republican vote dropped by almost 20,000 votes from Obama's presidential election in 2012. They had turned out in droves for Mitt Romney in 2012. So the point is, Republicans need Democrat margins here to drop significantly from 2 years ago, while also widening their margins in the Fox Valley. One last warning tonight. Be careful with the early returns coming in. That's soon after polls close at 8 p.m. It's rural, smaller counties that vote Republican that often finish counting their ballots soonest, meaning we are expecting early Republican leads. Those leads can shrink as cities get in their counts later in the night. I'll walk you through how to read all of those results throughout the night, both here and on Channel 3000 Plus streaming online.
Naomi, thank you. And what we are seeing in Wisconsin is part of a big national trend tonight. And here with more is political reporter Will Keneally.
So, Charlotte, the president's party usually loses ground in the midterms, and political experts say that a good night for Republicans nationally will likely mean a good night for Wisconsin Republicans. There are essentially two at the top of the ticket tonight, Ron Johnson and Tim Michels. Johnson has the better odds of winning his race than Michels, and that's leading some to question whether we will see a split ticket of Democrat Tony Evers on the governor's side and Republican Ron Johnson on the Senate side. But on the flip side, Johnson himself could drive turnout and help out Tim Michels on the ballot, carried by Johnson's coattails. There's also a competitive House race in western Wisconsin that's likely going to flip to the Republican side. That could further drive turnout among Republicans and help out Tim Michels. This could be a big election for Republicans. Whoever wins the governor's mansion will set the tone for the next 4 years. If it's Evers, he'll likely be a block on conservative legislation and will try and work with Republicans on things like changes to the state's abortion ban. If it's Michels, he's promised some significant changes to state agencies like the Department of Natural Resources and how elections are run in Wisconsin. But also tonight will set the tone for races to come. We have a Supreme Court race in Wisconsin next spring that could flip the balance of the court, and a presidential race, of course, in 2024. So whichever party loses this election could be motivated to make up the ground that they lost and come out in full force in either 2023 or 2024.
Will, thank you. Still ahead, Wisconsin isn't the only state that has tight races for governor and Senate.
When we come back, we'll take a look at some of those hotly contested states that some election experts are calling toss-ups.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Enjoy great savings this month and get 33% off a complete pair of glasses.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Got a few things to do this week.
You pour your heart into everything you do, which is a lot. So take care of that heart with Lipton. Because sipping on unsweetened Lipton can help support a healthy heart. Lipton. Stop chugging, start sipping.
Ready to style in just one step? Introducing new Tresemme One-Step Stylers. 5 professional benefits, 1 simple step. Totally effortless. Styling has never been easier. Tresemme. Do it with style.
As falling leaves give way to snow, Midwestern winters bring rough weather and high energy bills. Feldco's here to help with our biggest sale of the season. 50% off windows, no money down, and no interest until 2024. Winter's right around the corner, and the clock is ticking.
50% off windows and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. We're now going to take a look at some of the other key races in states around the U.S., starting with Pennsylvania, decided the 2020 presidential election. In the battle for U.S. Senate, Democrat Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman has been characterizing his Republican opponent, Mehmet Oz, as a wealthy outsider. Meanwhile, Oz argues Fetterman's positions are extreme and says the Democrat is soft on crime and immigration. Meanwhile, in Arizona, the key races there are believed to be toss-ups. Kari Lake, the Trump-endorsed Republican candidate for governor, has drawn national attention for denying the outcome of the 2020 election, an election run by her opponent, Arizona Secretary of State Katie Hobbs. In the race for Senate, former naval pilot and astronaut Mark Kelly is up against Republican Blake Masters. Election officials caution if the races are very close, it could be several days before enough ballots are counted. That's because a large number of mail-in ballots are anticipated to arrive today.
And moving to the southeast in Georgia, where the Senate race there is so tight it could go to a runoff. Democrat incumbent Raphael Warnock, no stranger to a runoff, having won in 2021. Meanwhile, Republican challenger Herschel Walker and his team believe they have a good shot to win. There's also a fierce race for governor there between Republican Brian Kemp and Democrat Stacey Abrams. Both races are among the most expensive in the country, with more than $284 million spent on ads in the U.S. Senate race alone. And in Nevada, the economy, a top concern for many voters heading to the polls there. The state's economy largely tied, of course, to tourism in Vegas. That took a big hit during pandemic lockdowns. Now Republicans are trying to capitalize on inflation and gas prices higher than the national average. Trump-backed Senate candidate Adam Laxalt focusing on winning Latino voters who are expected to make up 20% of the vote. Meanwhile, Democrat Catherine Cortez Masto is backed by Nevada's most powerful union. After the break, a man is charged for threatening a Wisconsin politician.
Plus, after struggling sales, department store chain Kohl's is losing its CEO. Find out where they're heading now.
And how's the weather looking for the rest of the week? Gary's back with a complete forecast in just a moment.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
and take time for kids.
Did you know Masterforce has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool you want, we have. There are hammers, drills, pliers, levels, wrenches, grinders, sanders, compressors, nailers, workbenches, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. And that's just a taste. Come check out the wide range of products from Masterforce, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Golden Cars is having a huge fall sale with 2019 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid starting at $16,995 or $285 per month. Don't miss out on 2019 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid starting at $16,995 or $285 per month. Golden Cars has over 20 to choose from between our east and west locations. Get huge gas savings with up to 60 miles per gallon. So just come on in and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Go to Gobin Cars, east or west.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Let's now check back in with Gary for a complete look at your forecast.
Well, we've got 2 more days of unseasonably mild weather, warmer than today. Highs in the mid-60s for tomorrow and lower 70s, probably setting record high temperatures on Thursday. That'll be followed by some scattered showers and thunderstorms Thursday afternoon west of Madison and just about everywhere Thursday evening. But a big temperature drop with highs falling back into the 30s on Friday and probably staying there through much of next week. You can see some showers, even a few thunderstorms out to the west across Minnesota and Iowa, but these are moving more in a northeasterly direction, and the southern edge just keeps getting eroded away by dry air. So 6-hour future track radar keeps all the rain to our north and west, maybe a sprinkle or two, say north and west of the Dells, but that's pretty much about it. But on Thursday, with those scattered showers and thunderstorms ahead of the cold front, there's the possibility for some severe weather. Highest risk is across parts of southeastern Minnesota through central Iowa, a slight risk or level 2 risk from the Storm Prediction Center. Even the possibility for a couple of isolated tornadoes there. The risk drops off eastward into Wisconsin. We have a marginal or level 1 risk west of, say, Portage and the Dells, mainly for wind and hail from the stronger thunderstorms on Thursday evening, but they'll be weakening as they push eastward. And on the northern side of the same storm system, winter storm watches are up for the Dakotas into parts of northwestern Minnesota. They could be looking at blizzard conditions there with maybe up to a foot of snow, as well as the potential for some freezing rain. So a pretty nasty situation there. But on future track beginning tomorrow morning, we're looking for mainly dry conditions, some clouds giving way to some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. The first batch of showers and storms stays to our north and west for Wednesday night into Thursday. Again, you can see that changing over to snow back in the Dakotas and northwestern Minnesota. But here comes that line of showers and thunderstorms right along the cold front. This is at noon Thursday, the front just into southeastern Minnesota and eastern Iowa. So if there is any severe weather, it'll be right along that front as it pushes eastward. But you can see by 1 a.m., the storm's already east of Madison, moving away from us, and the rain dying down. And then after that, we're looking at much colder weather pouring in behind that front. Meanwhile, to the south, hurricane warnings in effect for parts of eastern Florida and tropical storm warnings up into the Carolinas from Tropical Storm Nicole. Maximum winds right now 65 miles an hour, but it will be pushing toward Florida and brings the potential for hurricane force winds as it moves on shore probably sometime around midnight on Thursday night. But as we check out our forecast, look for skies to be mostly cloudy tonight, temperatures dropping into the middle 40s and then actually rising overnight. So by morning, probably 49 in Verona, 50 in Cross Plains. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, by morning 53 in La Crosse and 51 degrees in Prairie du Chien. But for tomorrow itself, variably cloudy skies, even milder than today. Unseasonably mild with a high temperature of 65. Rainfall amounts from the showers and thunderstorms west of us Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, maybe a ½ inch to an inch in some spots, but notice how those amounts drop off to the east as those showers and storms weaken as they head into the overnight hours. 7 to 10 day forecast, we go from a record high of 72 on Thursday to 37 on Friday. And look for those high temperatures, mainly in the 30s, nighttime low temperatures, 20s and teens, just a slight chance for a flurry Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
A Wisconsin man has been charged in federal court with threatening Governor Evers. Michael Yacker of the Village of Windsor is charged with sending threatening emails on October 27th. Yacker also posted Facebook messages threatening the governor. A Dane County detective wrote that he recognized the originating email as Yacker's because of a long string of threat investigations dating to 2010.
The CEO of Kohl's stepping down to become the president of Levi Strauss & Company. In a press release, Kohl's says Michelle Gass plans to step down December 2nd. Tom Kingsbury will serve as interim CEO. The moves come as Kohl's has been under pressure by activist investors to shake up management amid weak sales. And we'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Now, First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for only $5.99 a pound. Get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy?
Everybody knows that you need the glow, the glow, the glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Cause when you got the glow, there is no stopping what you want to do. Oh.
And I can bring a friend.
It's the way of life.
Okay, sign me up.
Get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends November 15th. It's glow time.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
Don't miss the 33rd Annual Winter Art Fair off the Square, November 12th and 13th at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Featuring over 100 Wisconsin exhibitors with a wonderful selection of ceramics, paintings, glass art, wood, jewelry, and much more. Place your bids at our silent auction Saturday only. Children will enjoy the Young Collectors Corner. Buy local for the holidays. The Winter Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for only $5.99 a pound. Get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Tomorrow, our team will be up early to bring you the very latest overnight election results.
We'll have analysis on the winners and losers and what to expect as the state moves forward.
Plus, showers, thunderstorms, a temperature crash, and a chance for snow. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Finally tonight, there may be a lot of winners tonight in the elections, but no one is as big a winner as the person who won the record Powerball jackpot, a winning ticket for $2.04 billion. That was the final number on that thing. It was sold in the LA area. Winning numbers announced this morning after Monday Night's drawing was delayed because of an issue with the Minnesota lottery. That prize has a cash value pre-taxes. The lump sum, $997.6 million. Charlotte's got her Powerball ticket out here. You didn't win.
No.
Unless you
I
bought
got
it in Los
two numbers.
Angeles.
No.
No, I don't remember you going to LA.
Nope, so I guess I'm
matched
still
two
working.
numbers, too, in different categories. That doesn't count.
No rain in this area, right?
No, there are some showers up toward the La Crosse area, but those will stay to our north. So dry weather and temperatures in the mid-40s through the end of the election.
An hour and a half till the polls close. Stay with us throughout the evening, folks. Thanks for joining us for News Now at 6.